Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for all coming out today. You are today's deputized. Your job today is to help share this information to the rest of your community. That's the most important thing, and for these types of venues to do. To be able to share information because sometimes there won't be people who won't be able to come because of medical or health reasons or because they work. So that we also ask you to share this information with your neighbors, your families, and your friends in your community because this is vital information that you're going to hear today. My name is El Ali. I'm the chief of staff for Councilman Young. Unfortunately, the councilman had some issues with a flight, with his family, with the weather, and could not make it back. But I am honored to speak in his place um, and to do the introduction and to have all of our amazing city services and organizations here to talk to you about the services that they do for the community. First, I want to start out by thanking Pastor Eric Jackson Sr. And Prince of Peace Baptist Church for allowing us this space again and also welcoming us into his home. Thank you. We're going to start off first with the Department of L&I come up, do a presentation.
As you come, let me just tell you from Prince of Peace, we wanted to welcome you here and know that one of the things I said is that I hope to bring resources such as this into the community. So we're glad to be the host today. So I just wanted to say that for those that have not met me, I am Pastor Eric Jackson, and I thank you for being here tonight. We hope that we can continue to do this type of work. And then if there are questions that you might want to leave with us, I'll make sure that we get probably some paper to jot down your thoughts on so that we can do some more things in the community, not just have meetings and hope that people come out, but try to make some meaningful change in the community. So I'll make sure that happens tonight. Thank you again for coming.
Good evening. My name is Renee Reinhardt. I am the Director of Enforcement for the Department of Licenses and Inspections Quality of Life. In 2024, Mayor Parker split the department into two units. There's inspection, safety, and compliance. They deal primarily with new construction or ongoing construction projects. And then there's quality of life. We deal with existing buildings. So any regulations that pertain to the maintenance or activities in existing buildings is what we are responsible for. The way our department works is that we respond to complaints that are received via 311 from the community. The complaints can range from anything that a tenant might be going through as it relates to the maintenance of the property that they're living in, or if you are a tenant in it or a resident in a community and you see things going on in the exterior of a property, we would also get those complaints. We do a bunch of programs in our department. We do annual public and charter school inspections. We do auto repair shop programs. We have a program called the PPL, which is the Police Department, Parking Authority and Licenses and Inspections, where we will go into neighborhoods where auto repair shops are located that may be a nuisance to the community. And all three agencies partner together to do the inspections to clean up the area and make that business operator more responsible so there's less of a nuisance to the community. I also have with me our manager of business compliance and enforcement, Lakeisha Thomas Baker, and she's going to talk a little bit about our vending enforcement and business education and enforcement program.
Hi, I'm Lakeisha Thomas Baker, and as they said, I'm the manager of the Business Compliance Unit, and my unit handles small businesses in the city. So we do zoning, fire code, and licensing inspections. We also have a program that's called the B program. So the B is an acronym for Business Education and Enforcement. So our commissioner decided that, instead of, because Illinois gets a bad rap, we know it. people think we just want to write violations, but we write violations, but we see compliance. So we thought it would be good to partner with, the Commerce Department, and we come out to business quarters and we educate them first. So we have paperwork and we give businesses, paperwork on the things that we look for when we do our inspections as far as the zoning and licensing. And then we give them 3 weeks or so and we come back and we do the actual enforcement piece. And so it's kind of like a heads up. We give them a heads up to let them know what we're doing. Hopefully, in the 3 weeks, if they don't have something, they can get it. And if not, then we'll work with them to try to make sure, because like I said, we see compliance. And also, my unit also is vending. So vending is any food carts or food trucks that are on the right of way. So hot dog carts, the loud carts, the trucks that you see, we do that enforcement as well. Make sure that they're licensed, they're set up correctly, and that they're handling their business the way that they should be handling on the streets of Philadelphia, and that they're not all over the place. Because if you all over the place, then you should get a brick and mortar. So that's the gist of what my unit handles.
You said BEE?
Yes, BEE is the acronym for Business, Education, and Enforcement. So we go out first, we identify a quarter, and we go out and we educate the businesses on that quarter by giving them information, showing them his pictures and his paperwork, basically stating what we look for when we do our actual enforcement piece, which is the inspection part of it. We give them about 3 weeks, and then we come back and we actually go to each business that we visited and we inspect it.
So vending, you guys only do for food?
So vending is another portion of business compliance, which is the food carts and food trucks. And it's not necessarily food, any vendors that work on this are on the right of way, we handle it. Anybody that's on the street corners, those types of things.
I'm just gonna ask you, what is considered the right of way?
Yeah, so the street, anything that's on the street. So it's not an actual brick and mortar. You don't have an address. You're at the corner of 32nd and Burks. You don't have an actual
So-
address.
That is, quote unquote legal.
It's legal as long as you're licensed and as long as it's not an area that's prohibited for vending. So
Got
we try to give that information to vendors so they can know where they can set up and how they can set up legally. But it is legal to be on the corner.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
You work closely with zoning, and L&I is responsible for, I guess, giving out the license for businesses.
Yes.
Do you ever get involved with decisions made by the zoning board relative to license for certain businesses?
No, we don't. We don't have any influence over that.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
That license, license or zoning that he's talking about, that's something that's done beforehand, correct?
Supposed to be.
Okay. All right.
It should be.
Thank you very much. And of course, if you have any more questions, you can go see them at the table. I also wanted to, we have, State Senator Sheree Street. So I want to acknowledge him and bring him to the mic so he can say a few words.
How you all doing today?
How do you-
I am, want to thank the councilman's office and Councilman Jeffery Young for continuing to be consistent about doing these meetings, making sure folks have the requisite information that they need and to be engaged. So I know he committed that this meeting will take place, and it is taking place. I want to thank all the folks here at Prince and Peace for the work that you're doing. Pastor, thank you for hosting us. We thank you for the work, for inviting us into this house and allowing this house to be not just a place of worship, which is in and of itself sufficient, but moreover, allowing this to be a place for the community to gather and for things to take place. So I want to thank my staff. I see Ms. Rivera back there. I want to acknowledge that the Register of Wills office always has the most beautiful woman in the world sitting back there. My wife April, acknowledge her. mean, I can't help it this. And for y'all young married men, if you get up here, you should acknowledge your wives too.
Yes, yes.
So, but thank our police captain, the fire department, and all of the other folks who have joined us today. Look, I will give a 60-second report from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We adopted our budget. We're only 12 days late, which for us, the state's pretty good. I'm not gonna focus on too much because it is, but there were a couple of things in the budget that are worth focusing on, even at a city meeting. First, there have been a lot of talk in City Hall around recurring revenue for the school district. The Philadelphia School District will receive $157 billion of recurring revenue above and beyond what it had gotten in the previous years from the Commonwealth. And so that should resolve the issues around having to do structural layouts. We took care of that. Now, that doesn't mean that the school district doesn't need more money, because they do, but it does, that should put an end to the so-called crisis.
Yes, thank you.
The crisis should be, in my opinion, the crisis is averted because there was a debate about $50 million of recurring revenue at the local government. They got them $50 million. We got $157 million of recurring revenue. So money is money. Crisis should be averted. That being said, we will again be fighting for additional money each year because the school district is chronically underfunded. We always need to do better. We're able to protect the violence prevention dollars, and there have been those who wanted to do it. The police department, the district attorney, the mayor's office have been doing a great job in how we expend those violence prevention dollars. We have homicides at a 60-year low. Pretty soon we're going to be talking about 100-year lows. They continue to drop. So we want to keep making those investments because even one death is too many, and we're still, even with the massive drops, we're still on the pace to have hundreds of people die in homicide. So we still have a lot of work to be done. But 200 is a lot better than 500. And we want to keep making those investments. Beyond that, look, I'm not going to give a detailed report over every part of the state budget, but I thought those two things, more than anything else, were of great importance. One, that we were able to secure the recurring money for the school district, because that's something that was dominating every local meeting. We were able to address that. And the second, that we were able to keep those violence prevention dollars flowing. But beyond that, thank you for coming out. These community meetings only work if you are engaged and you are involved. I appreciate that you are involved. I appreciate you're here. And I appreciate all of you for being here. And again, thank you to Councilman Jeffery Young for continuing to convene these meetings. And thank you to his staff for working collaboratively with us on trying to serve all of you. God bless.
Thank you, Senator. Next, I wanted to bring up Abu Edwards with the Office of Black Male Engagement.
Please, if I can have the floor for 1 second, please. My name is Pat Thomas, and I'm here with my community, and we want to know where the posters is needed at.
Yes, ma'am. He, unfortunately, because of the weather, he was with his family and the flight got canceled. Well,
That's not good enough for us. This meeting needs to be rescheduled then. We need him here. He's the one that requested this meeting. He needs to be here. So if he's not here, we need to request another meeting. This meeting should be existing. It should have been canceled, rescheduled if he's the host.
So let me address that. I know this is not, I'm hosting as in the facility. Let me just address it. On Saturday, my wife went to the airport at 8 a.m. For a flight that was at 10. At 10, she said, "Don't leave yet. I think we're gonna get delayed." I said, "Well, I'll just sit in the cell phone lot." She said, "No, don't leave. We don't know what might happen." So as Senator Street just said, listening to my wife, I turned around and went back home. And sure enough, the flight was delayed by 20 minutes. I said, I could have went ahead and got to the airport. So got home, flight delayed again, 15 minutes. Got another phone call, "Hey, Guess what? We're on the plane. Good. Got a call about 10 minutes later. Well, they told us to get off the plane. Flight's been delayed 2 hours. At about 11 o'clock at night, they were actually on the plane. And about 45 minutes later, I'm thinking she's halfway home because she's in Atlanta. Think she's halfway home. I get a call. Hey, we had to turn around and we're back at the terminal. And they told us that they've delayed the flight. We might leave tonight. We don't know for sure. At about 12:30, they decided to cancel the flight. Now, mind you, she's been there since 8 in the morning. And here it is at about 12:30, they decided they're going to cancel the flight. I should have suspected that it would. The point I make is she had to end up getting a hotel, finding a hotel in Atlanta in the middle of the night. If you can imagine what that looks like. I said that to say that there's all sorts of things that are going on right now in the Northeast, as well as storms that are going through the Northeast, as well as whatever's going on with the flight industry right now. I can't tell you what happened with Councilman Young, but what I can tell you is I have no problem hosting these meetings as often as we need to host them. I said from the very beginning that I want to do this and I want to do things in the community. This can be one of many that we'll do. In fact, we were going to announce later that Senator Street's office has already have one on the calendar for August the 12th. So there's another meeting that's going to follow this one. And if we need to have subsequent meetings with Councilman Young, I am most certain that we will do that as well. So this is not a moment for us to be hostile. This is a moment for us to make sure we get the resources that we need. All right? And that's why we're here. Do you want to share whatever beefs you have, complaints you have? Absolutely. There's place for that. But the purpose of bringing all of these folks in here is to make sure you get questions answered, to make sure that there are resources that are here that if you don't otherwise have a person to talk to, because sometimes you have to press 1 to get this one and press 2 to get that one. But right now you have these people that you can literally go and sit face to face with and get any answers that you need. All right, so I'll stop there because I am a Baptist preacher and I got a whole lot more to say.
Yes.
But just come back on Sunday and I'll finish the sermon. Amen. All right.
All right, well, I'm just going to piggyback off what Ted said. We are the community, and Young did host the meeting. This is true, and stuff happened, and stuff get canceled, stuff get postponed. People be notified, communication is key. So, as she said, I don't know about the rest of the community, but we may have to cancel. We have these resources here. This is true. If y'all really need them, go to them, but I have to stand with the community.
Thank you. My name is Abu Edwards. I have the opportunity to serve as the director of the Mayor's Office of Black Male Engagement and executive director of the Mayor's Commission on African American Males. And I'll be honest, I almost didn't make it today because my 8-month-old puppy thought it was fit to run at me at the door and scratch my face all up. But I didn't want to let this community down because we have a lot of things that we're doing across the city to really address disparities that impact Black men and boys and allies across the city of Philadelphia. My job is just very simple. My job is to advocate for Black men and boys across the city to make sure that you have access to resources, that you too can live in a city that is safe, clean, and green, economic opportunity to yourself as well. We have a really big, important event coming up. That's something that's never been done in this city. I am from the Northwest section of Philadelphia. I am from Germantown. And when I got appointed by Mayor Parker, I let her know that I wanted to do something different because I was one of those young Black men who believed that he was lost through the cracks, who grew up in this city and saw this city moving at a faster pace than myself. So when she appointed me, she appointed someone who was born and raised in this city. So on August 8th, we're hosting something that should have been done years ago. We're hosting a state of opportunity for African-American men and boys across the city of Philadelphia at Girard College. Thank you so much. We're convening about 40 facilitators, Black men and allies who are experienced in mental health and wellness, education excellence, AI and data, because we don't want our community left behind in AI and data, education, economic opportunity. What does Black men, having trades, how does the trades help Black men become productive members of society? So I did leave some flyers in the back. We do have a capacity of 400, so I'm asking you, you don't have to be a black man to come, but if you're an ally of a black man and you care about black men across the city and you support black men, we want you in that room too. Grandma, I need you to call your grandsons. I need you to call your nephews. I need you to call your brothers. We also have something for for older seniors. If you're looking to get back into the workforce, there is opportunity for you too. If you're a young person looking for summer employment or looking for a mentoring program, there's opportunity for you. If you're a young black man going to college and need support and guidance, there is an opportunity for you. If you are a senior or someone come home from prison and needs some support and opportunity, this day is full of 8 dynamic workshops, 2 fireside chats. We're bringing brothers from New York, Boston, and Baltimore because this is just not a Philadelphia issue when it comes to black men and resources. This is a us issue. And I'm excited to be leading this effort and leading this charge. And I hope that you two will take a flyer, and I hope that you two will encourage your neighbors and your young people to attend. Because I don't want to hear that Mayor Parker ain't doing enough for black men across this city. She got an office here, and there's only 3 offices in the country that still have this office, and she stands firm with this office. So I thank you, and I'm also going to leave some business cards. If you have a young person who needs to reach out to me just for as a one-on-one for some guidance, please reach out to me. If you need me to visit your neighborhoods and walk down the block, because you got brothers sitting on the corner of the Chinese store, the poppy store, I'm one of those brothers who will come out with resources with other brothers and have those conversations so that you too can feel safe going into those poppy stores and Chinese stores. So with that said, do anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns? This sister had her hand up first.
Time.
The time is from 8 to 4 o'clock. So from 8 to 9 o'clock, there's going to be free breakfast. We're going to network, and from 9 to 4, that's when the program is going to start. The mayor is scheduled to attend to give the mayoral address of the state of black men and boys and allies across the city. And like I said, we have so many dynamic panelists, and you do not, I promise you, you do not want to miss this opportunity. Question, sir?
Yes, I am a 19121 North Central Philadelphia.
Okay.
Lifer,
Okay.
and I appreciate what you're doing and what you're presenting to us. But I've been around long enough to have heard this spiel hand over hand, decade after decade after decade. I'm gonna pick up a flyer and I'm gonna be there. And I would hope to hear something different that's gonna lead us in the future so that you don't have this job anymore doing what you're doing. Because I've been hearing this in my lifetime over and over and over. I appreciate and I'm glad a young man is here doing those things, but something's got to change. And if you got the formula, I got to hear something different that says this is gonna work this time.
Well, I need you to show up on August 8th, because I promise you never met a brother named Abu Evers like myself.
Yes, my name is still more than 3,100 block of page. I can't.
You said 100 block of what?
3,100 block of page, she block that, I'm a member of Mothers in Charge. I'm gonna know, I need you to come with me to get some guys going to Columbia. Now, you say it, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Mhm.
And I want to know, do you have sources as far as they, where they have been, guys for the sanitation program? What's that program? Apprenticeship program. And I know they're trying to be, building, down or selling and stuff like that.
Yes, ma'am. So a few things. We will have pre-apprenticeship programs on site on August 8th, but also too, I would love to come up because Mayor Parker's workforce development baby to make sure that we're getting folks who live and love this city into city government jobs is a program called CCME, Community College for Municipal Employment. It's about 8 different tracks. It's a partnership with Community College of Philadelphia. And once you finish that program, you just don't go to the program, you get paid to attend the program. And once you graduate, you get funneled into a pathway to a city job. A lot of brothers don't know about that. Mayor Parker has been pushing that, putting funds into that, and we need to get that into those Chinese stores, those property stores on the corner, because when brothers come to me, they don't ask for a handout. They just ask, Abdul, which way do I go? Which direction do I go? Who should I talk to? And if I had 100 me, this city will be rocking. But I need folks like you to be able to connect me. I'm a grassroots person. Like I said, you know, a quick story, if you don't know anything about me, both of my parents are on drugs. And I was the first person in my family to go to college. So when she put in this position, I represent and I look like majority of folks who look like me in this city. And I take my job very seriously.
I got
Thank you.
Hey, Lou.
Hey.
I guess my question, I will say that I have worked with Abu, and he is an incredible Black man to work with, is completely committed to the city of Philadelphia, and he is also an HBCU grad.
Force University. Welcome for my AMEs in here.
So with that, my question is very quick, and I probably could email you, but are you looking for a resource table similar to this?
Yes, so we got like less than 2 weeks. Been working on this for a few months, and I've learned that we need a little bit more time. But we do have a lot of vendors. We will be reaching out more. I know we've reached out to every vendor in here. So if you did not get an email from my team, please make sure you do. But I believe that we reached out to everybody in this room so far. Thank you, and I will be sending it to council members to send out to their districts as well. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? I know that my time is winding down. Yes, ma'am.
I want to personally thank you for coming out and knowing that our mayor sent you out, and being in the position that she chose. I know you gotta be a number one.
Appreciate that.
When it comes to picking from our mayor. So I wanted to say that, but still in the absentee of this councilman, it does not fulfill that. That has nothing to do with you, it's nothing personal, but I'm glad I stuck around because we had a lot of good information. So I want to personally thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pat. I don't no trouble, all right? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Next, I want to bring up the Department of Sanitation, Henry Smith's Department of Sanitation, to come talk about the services. Now they can be able to assist you, to be able to take this information, give it back to your neighbors.
Just as he comes, one other thing, Senator Street's office has a booklet on fine and apprenticeship. So if you have not seen that, these are on the table as well.
Good evening, my name is Henry Smith.
There you go.
Good evening, my name is Henry Smith. I am a waste collection district supervisor for the streets department. I'm pretty much here to talk about our second collection that we rolled out in North Philly. That's been going on for about a year now. We rolled a program out in South Philly for 2 years. We rolled one in North Philly for a year. We just rolled out second collection in Kensington for about a month now. With the second collection, even though we just rolled it out, we still have an issue with it. Second collection is for 2 times a week trash pickup only, no recycling. So the way the days go is Monday is Thursday pickup. If you have a Friday collection, your pickup is on Tuesday. There's no pickup on Wednesday. If you have a Monday pickup, which would be service on Thursday, the Tuesday pickup will be scheduled on Friday. Wednesday pickup will be scheduled on Wednesday. So on Saturday, Saturday. So in the event of a holiday, there is no second collection in the event of a holiday. I know a lot of people has problems with that when it's a holiday. There's no 2-time pickup on Saturday. Any questions?
I want to tell you that your crew has been absolutely great. We're right here on the Trona Street. And on Friday or Tuesday when they come, I'm out there to greet them. And they're great gentlemen. I have great conversations with them and they're doing a super job. So if you do the rest of the city, what they do here, that's a good thing.
I appreciate that comment. I actually service this area. I'm the supervisor for North Philly. So I actually appreciate that. Yes.
I just want to say, we have it Tuesday and Friday, but we've had 1 or 2 Tuesdays where they didn't come. So, in fact, at one point, we got tickets to the whole 2 blocks away. I have a trash out the next. Now, you handle it. The city did handle it. But since that point, there's been another Tuesday that didn't come. And I'm in 1900 30th Street, which is 30th Street between North and Bolton. So we were told to report that to 311. So is that the way to handle it?
Yes.
I want no trouble.
No, that's not no trouble. We have the,
A Tuesday.
Yeah.
More than one.
Things for leaving it out there.
And she's another block, and she's down the street.
what, 100?
Yes.
Yeah, when you have, if your trash is missed, you are to call 311 because we are hired to do this job to pick up your trash. So there's no reason that nobody's trash should be missed.
We didn't know then that we had all 311.
Yes.
So we got to fix.
Yeah, you call.
Yeah.
No, there's no trouble. No, there's no trouble.
We found out we had all 311, but we didn't know.
No, the mayor rolled out this program for a reason, for everybody to combat on illegal dumping, which is very heavy in this area.
Right, right.
So if you ever have an issue, call 311.
I did. I put out my trash time, folks, and all.
Yes, just call 311. You'll be ready.
Still got to do.
I get a lot of emails from Jeffery Young.
Yes.
You can also contact us.
Yes.
So, do you deal with the ones that clean the trash cans that are posted on corners in this area as well? You know how there's trash cans?
Oh, big bellies. No. So, citywide, we have another department called citywide. They handle big belly services throughout the city. So if you have any problems with that, you can also call 311 as well with that.
Oh, the big belly?
Yes.
I mean, because the stores, they're just like, local corner, you can change around it. every
Yeah,
corner. They come and clear. But corner stores.
they fill up pretty
fill up
fast.
so bad that it's like rat infested.
Yeah, stuff like that, you call 311 for that, but, for our sanitation crews, we have stress to our crews as far as like when we service a block. We're not just servicing just the house. We're
Right.
servicing, it's a lot of vacant lots around here, we're
Yes.
also servicing those. There's a lot of legal dumping on quarters. We
Right.
try to stress to service those as well.
So, but that's called a big belly.
Yes, the big belly service. So you just call 311 for
All
that.
right,
Any more questions? Well, thank you for your time.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and you guys can get a table, you can talk to them if you have any more questions, and if you do have those issues, like, you can also call Councilman Young's office. We have all of our directors here, all of our staff here to support you. So if you have those issues, you don't necessarily have to call 311, call our office, and we will assist you to get it resolved. Next, I want to bring up Captain Brian Sproul. Captain Sproul, thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Captain Brian Sproul. I'm the new commanding officer in the 22nd Police District. I was assigned here in the 22nd District, November of 2025. I have not had a town hall up in this section of the 22nd Police District, and I plan to. So I'm thankful to have had the opportunity to meet the pastor today, because this looks like a fitting home for me to have my next town hall when we do have it.
Right.
Thank you. Tell you a little about what's happening in the 22nd District under my leadership. Like the senator said, crime is down, thank God. We always knock on wood when we say that, because we don't want to jinx ourselves. But right now, what I'm doing is, and I need to get back there shortly, at 11th in Susquehanna and 15th in Dolphin, we're doing a program called Summer Night Lights. And this program is where we're having outreach with the community down in that particular area of zip codes 19121, as well as also my district 19132. What I plan to do in my leadership as I'm here in the 22nd District is community walks and neighborhood engagement, like we're doing tonight. My objectives are to increase community engagement through proactive outreach and neighborhood partnerships. I cannot do the work that I'm doing without all those that are in this room. What I do like about coming to town halls that are initiated by other folks in the community or elected officials is most of the calls and complaints that we get when you walk around the tables that are here, a lot of what comes my way is really some of the work that can be helped out by sanitation, members of Black Male Engagement, who I've been a part of as well since 2014. I'm a product of Black Male Engagement. We were all invited to the White House under President Barack Obama for the good work that we did. We received the Presidential Award. Thank you. For over 600,000 hours of volunteer service that we gave. And so events like August the 8th are events that we all should get involved in. Councilman Isaiah Thomas, Anton Moore, we're all Black Male Engagement recipients. Some of the things I'm trying to do is recruit residents to become block captains. Block captains. I would love block captains. Why? Because you govern your block. I talk with you. We work things out. You get your block parties. Public safety is enhanced, and it really becomes a better relationship. So all the block captains out there, if you have not met me yet, please stop me, meet me, get my cell phone number, and we'll have that direct relationship and that direct connection to where we can talk and communicate. Job opportunities, there are a number of folks here that are offering job opportunities and youth programs. When I work with some of my partners from CCIP or CCIJ, when we do our walks, we're talking about youth programs and reentry support. None of those partners are here tonight, but Dr. Mary Palmer and the Office of Justice, the Office of Public Safety, they offer those support programs. Conflict mediation and trauma support, that's big. Our CCIP partners offer that as well. Working with the clergy and religious leaders to build trust, to offer prayers and spiritual support. When we have our vigils, we actually have a peace walk tomorrow. That peace walk will be with Dr. Palmer and my police clergy. And that flyer is going out. Engagement with residents through my community relations officer. If you don't know my community relations officer, Officer Tyann Randolph, get to know her and get to meet her and work with her for the different events that you're having. Some of the work that we're doing with our police department advisory council is we're taking a busload of kids to Wildwood, New Jersey to give them some relief from some of the things that they may be going through in their neighborhoods, communities, and families. Great. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead. What's that? Say again.
Second year.
Our second year in doing that. And again, I don't even get a seat on the bus, but it's my pleasure to ensure that those that come, they park their car. We're parking over at the Sullivan. Okay, so normally we park over at the Sullivan Center. I'm a fan and a North Philly boy, so I grew up under Reverend Leon Sullivan. But over at the Sullivan Center, at the OIC building, you park your cars over there, and I'll have a police detail over there. Keep an eye on your car while you go to Wildwood and enjoy the day. Quality of life concerns, we have a tip line. So if you have any quality of life concerns, I know Howie from the office of the councilman send me a number of different constituent issues. So reach out to them, or you can also reach out to us on our website for the different issues that you may have concerning quality of life or concerns. I like to increase participation in information sharing with the residents of the 22nd Police District, address neighborhood concerns through coordinated follow-up. I'm a big follow-up person because that's how I know that I'm actually, in fact, doing my job. And I really like to strengthen the community ownership and public safety. I was born and raised in 11th Indiana Avenue. I was a camp counselor at 22nd and Cecil B. Moore at MLK Rec Center. And my great-grandfather was a resident of Johnson Homes. So I am very familiar with the neighborhood and the community. I'm also working with the Department of Parks and Rec and the commissioner over there so we can have a little bit better organization over at the Dell. It's a very good venue. We have a lot of concerts coming out, but we have noticed that some of the crowds, we need to work on a little bit of public safety over there. Not that there's anything wrong, but there's a lot of vendors and just get things a little bit under control with some of the double parking and some of the quality of life that impact those over there on 33rd Street. So with that, I'll wrap it up. If there are any questions, I'd like to answer your questions. Sir.
Just a quick comment, thank you and welcome, to the district.
Thank you.
I've worked with, Anthony Murphy in Operation Town Watch years ago. I've worked with the Commissioner Johnson's representatives in the 22nd district also with youth aid panels way back in the day. I'm just saying that to reiterate what I said earlier. I've been here long enough and I've seen things and I've seen them come and go. I've worked with several of the community relations officers at the 22nd district. And I'm just want to go on record again is that things have to change. I always hear the new folks that's coming on that has their spills to say what they say, and things stay the same. I'll be available at any time with the OG's lived experience to put on the table for you at any time as you move forward. But something has got to be able to change as we move forward in these neighborhoods, and particularly here in North Philadelphia. I'll be available.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your support and I thank you. And when I get done, I'll stop by and get your phone number and we exchange numbers so we can work together.
Thank you.
You said the peace walk is tomorrow?
The peace walk is tomorrow, and I'll give you the location. I have the location. Yes, ma'am.
Two things. Are you still having the town hall meeting on the last Tuesday of this month?
The last Tuesday of this month is my campus town hall meeting. It will be over at the Sullivan Center over here at Broad Knox Street.
Yes.
Yes.
The other thing is, Brenda Cisco told me to tell you about something.
Oh, Brenda Cisco. That was my corporal when I worked. I was a lieutenant. I worked in the 16th Police District. Love that woman. Yeah, she kept me out of a lot of trouble. So I said, okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Well, if there's no other questions, I'll let you all continue with your meeting and pass it. I thank you so much.
Thank you.
For the conversation that me and you had. And I will take you up on the invitation to come back and I will see you one Sunday. But I hope this is the beginning to a good working relationship. I thank you all for your support. Thank my firefighters over there.
Thank you, Captain. So we're gonna keep moving on. We have DBHIDS, Sheila Moses here representing their organization to give you some information about their organization, what they do.
And he's saying that he's watching from online, and this is the informant David. And we have plenty more, as the pastor alluded, Paul, you have knocked on their door.
Yes, ma'am, we will be having more meetings. The councilman, we had already scheduled that in advance. I don't know, ma'am, but I just wanted to be able to continue to give people information. No, it's not, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sheila Moses, and I represent the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability Services. And I work in one of the units under DBHIS. It's a big umbrella, a lot of units. So I work in a community wellness engagement unit. We promote wellness. I'm a team lead, a family navigator, and I'm a mental health first aid instructor. So what we do is we make sure the community get the resources, not only just give it to you, but also help connect you to those services. And there's a few ways that we do it. One way is coming here to events like this in the community and bringing the resources to you. We have on-foot engaging. We're literally out in the community, walking the streets, making sure that you know what's available out there. We also do presentations. And one of them is a DBHIDS presentation that talks about all the units under DBHIDS and what they do. My unit has a presentation, a community wellness engagement unit that talks about all the people that worked in my unit. So we have community peer specialists, we have certified recovery specialists, a family navigator, and a community autism peer specialist, right? We also do trainings to continue to grow, but we do presentations like the 8 dimensional wellness presentation. And I just like being out in the community. I'm a North Philly girl, 21st of Indiana, born and raised. It's in my blood. You know, I bleed North Philly. You know, get my accent. I love doing this because I love coming out to the community because once upon a time, somebody helped me out. So it's my way of giving back. But also be a voice for those who don't have a voice. I need to hear what your needs are in the community, because then I take this back to my employers and let them know, hey, this is what the community is saying, this is what we need. You know, I don't care where I'm at in Philadelphia. I tell you, where am I at? It's my community. You know, I live in Philadelphia, it's my community, north, south, west, it doesn't matter. It's my community. So I appreciate y'all coming out. I'm back here on the table. We don't just give you behavioral health resources. I have employment stuff, I have housing stuff, I have other wellness stuff. We serve the young to the young at heart, because I'm a senior. So we serve everybody. So please take advantage of all these vendors out here. We're out here for a reason. We're out here just to be cute and look good at the table, which we do. But we want to come and take advantage of the resources. Really take advantage. And if you have questions pertaining to behavioral health and other stuff, come and see me. If you don't see a resource on my table, please tell me. I'll get it out there. And I'm in this community because this is one of the communities that I serve. So I got a card back there. You can call me, reach out to me. Even if you just want to talk to somebody, talk to me, you know? So I'm right back over there. I see y'all faces, so I expect to see y'all come and visit me. Some of y'all already have, but come and visit. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Next, we're gonna go to the Philadelphia Commission on Human Relations. Shanice.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm here with the Philadelphia Commission on Human Relations, the city of Philadelphia. Has anyone here ever heard of our department? Great. So we've been around since 1951, and we are the civil rights agency for the city of Philadelphia. What we do is we help investigate complaints of discrimination in housing, employment, public accommodations, any factor based on race, gender, like several other factors. We also help mediate conflicts. We have a department that deals with landlord-tenant issues. So if your landlord isn't providing you a safe space to live in, like your heater is broken in the winter or you don't have water, you can call our office and speak to someone about the fair housing issue. We're also out in the community at all these different events, trying to share our information with you so that you can become aware, you can share with someone. We also have a fair chance hiring law. Has anyone heard of that before? Okay, so the fair chance hiring law was put in place as an ordinance because individuals will be denied employment based on their criminal record. So if you know of anyone that has applied for a job and has been denied employment because of their criminal record, please feel free to contact our office. Some situations, it may not be helpful, like if you have a felony for a bank robbery and you apply to be a teller at the bank. No, it's not gonna happen. We can't help you. But there are many situations where we can help you. So please do not hesitate. Share that information. I have resources on the table. Stop by and get some. And if you have any questions, I'm here.
Okay, that's cool.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Ain't not living with I live in the breaking down right here. We talking all my neighbors.
Thank you, and move right along. And again, you can see everybody here at the table. And Chief McCarthy, City of Philadelphia Fire Department.
Good evening, everyone. Can everybody hear me perfect? Beautiful. My name is Daniel McCarty. I'm the Executive Chief of the Fire Department, but I'm truly not here to tell you anything about myself. But I am here to inform you about the Fire Department. There may be some questions or scenarios that you have about the Fire Department. So our Fire Department, whether you knew it or not, dates all the way back to Benjamin Franklin. Philadelphia has the oldest fire department in the nation and the best. Truly. Our fire department not only responds to fires, but also medical calls. We are what's called a all hazards response team, meaning everything we respond to, whether it's a cat in a tree, which most people sometimes see, or recently with those microbursts that we had and some of the flooding in some areas where people did get their cars trapped. we will respond to that. So our department is multifaceted. I always say to Commissioner Jeffrey Thompson that, and who is an alumni of Dobbins, he always talks about Mustangs. But with that, about the aspects of what don't Philadelphians know? Well, obviously, we're here with our community action team, lieutenant and firefighter in that unit that really wanted to be here to spread the word because we don't want to be on the news talking about tragedy, but it does happen. There's 23 fire fatalities this year, already on the year. 23 people have succumbed to injuries secondary to fire. As a fire department, one is too many, truthfully. So I'm here to also not only just answer questions, but also kind of gauge some scenarios for you all. One, to assure that you all have working smoke alarms. And if you don't, please come to this table. We will show up not only just for you, but your entire block. What we've recently started to do are smoke alarm blitzes in all 10 councilmatic districts where we're showing up. Let's just say you put in a 301 request, sir. We show up to your door with literature, our community action teams, and engine ladder companies and battalion chiefs that serve your community. We'll show up to the whole block and everybody comes outside. What's going on? Why is the fire department here? That's what we want. We want people to open their doors for us and see, hey, let us just come and inspect. We're not trying, we're here to help prevent. Our job, and it's chapter 4 of Philadelphia Home Rule Charter, fire department. Our job is fire prevention. We want no fires. So that's the reason I'm here, to not only just talk about fire prevention, but also what is your plan? I asked this couple right here maybe an hour ago. I said, let's say, I asked them about their house. They said they have a 2-story dwelling in North Philadelphia, 15 by 45 with approximate dimensions. I said, what happens if a fire breaks out of your house? What are you going to do? I said, do you have working smoke alarms? They looked at me and said, of course we do. Great. Now the smoke alarm has alerted you. What are you going to do next? They responded to me and said, go out the front door. So that sounds great and all. What happens if the fire is in your living room because it started in the kitchen because somebody walked away from the stove and it started a fire and now you can't get out that front door? What do you do? And a lot of times calling 911 in those scenarios, it's just so much going on. It's a chaotic scene. So our push really going into, you'll see this, Fire Prevention Month is October. We're going to be in every councilmatic district, period. We want to show up. We want to be more public facing. The fire department is your asset, period. You can stop at any firehouse. We have 63 firehouses across the city of Philadelphia, 73 different facilities. And we're a Swiss Army knife. The fire department doesn't say no. You call, we show up, we provide a solution, period. That's what we're here for. We serve you. On our left shoulder, it says dedication and service. It's not just something that we wear. It's 24/7, 365. So I'm here representing not only just the entire 3,000 members strong of the Philadelphia Fire Department, but I want to hear your questions. I want to know some issues or maybe some trends, because I will say North Philly, it's always something going on, you know, and with that, we always want to be proactive. We want to be out. We want to be involved in the community. And also we want to get the youth involved, because we've identified whether you're 55 years or older or 10 years or younger, those are our most vulnerable populations. And some of you in this room might say, I'm older than 55. Why is that? Understanding that a lot of us, as we get up there or even younger, that won't happen to me. My house is good, but we also have to understand that you live in North Philadelphia, typical row homes. Somebody 6 houses down for you can be completely ignorant and just whatever happens, and now that starts a fire that spreads to your house. We don't want none of that. Obviously, the fire department, with our quick response, we will get there and put the fire out. But our goal, again, is fire prevention. We don't want any fires. So I'm here to answer any questions that you have about the fire department at all. I'm also here to advocate for any use that you may have, whether on your block, in your house, or in your community, that get involved with the fire department. We have our Fire Explorer program, 14 to 20-year-olds. Some of you may be familiar with our Randolph Skills Academy, right? And we're creating these pipelines because we understand fire prevention, just like you all as kids probably saw fire trucks and different fires. But what is that connecting piece? So we want to get more public facing in the schools and educating you all. So please, whatever questions you may have, let them go. Sir,
Yes, I want to.
North Philly, born and raised.
I want to personally thank you and the fire department on behalf of the 1800 block of Petronus Street. The building you're in right now
Yes, sir.
The previous church burned and burned down to the ground. This is a new building. If they didn't do the job that they did, Natrona Street would be gone. And 2, 3 years ago, in 24, on the corner, there was another major fire on Natrona Street. It could have taken out an entire block, half of Montgomery Avenue. The fire department stayed with that job from that late that evening to the very next morning until the city sent someone in to tear the house down. It was so bad. That fire could have completely destroyed this entire, we wouldn't be able to have the meeting here. So I want to personally thank you on behalf of our block for the job that you've done.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am, in the back.
Just so simple to tell you, I appreciate you guys. So, y'all need to, people need to tell you, when they see the fire department and police department riding down the street, put your hand up and say, I appreciate you. But that goes a long way for the person to say that they appreciate you.
I will affirm that. Yes, ma'am. I was just speaking with Lieutenant Rosario over there, and he even spoke. In his role, when people see him, most times when they see us, it's usually something traumatic, right? We want to be more in the public where it's not the fire department's here because something traumatic happened. Fire department's here because they're a great pillar in our community. We are, but a lot of times we're not dispatched out until there's something tragic happening. So thank you, man. Those words do mean a lot. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a quick question. When you all give out fire alarms, do you happen to like put them up for people as well?
Yes, we do it all. If you don't have nothing in your house and you don't want to be that person to raise your hand, because I get it, please, there's several ways. Come to this table. Pretend you're taking the picture of the QR code for a family member. You want to send it to them. I don't care. Oversaturated. Send this out to everyone. Truthfully, I don't want to be on the news at all talking about any more tragedies secondary to fires. Truthfully, that's the goal why we're here tonight. Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
How are you, ma'am? I'm good.
Service to all y'all. My smoke detectors are hardwired. Do you carry those?
We do it all, ma'am. Let me just get this young lady and I'll get you in the back. So yes, ma'am.
One question, the other day we were in a meeting and we noticed at the end of the alleyway, there was a padlock on the gate. Should that be there?
If it's a egress or a right of way, that's something that we can just at least inspect. We can send our fire code unit out there, and we also team up with L&I for that quality of life. So 100% make sure that gets to Councilmember Young's team. We'll come out, even if it's somebody called the commissioner's office because 2 hydrants appear to not be working. They just appear to not be working to constituents. So I dispatched our water operations officer who goes and does hydrant inspections with the Philadelphia Water Department. And he went there and turned them both on. He says, I don't know why they thought they didn't work, but guess what? It answered your question. Now you can safe sound knowing these 2 hydrants that are at the corner, northeast and southeast corner at 35th and Indiana, and then right there before Indiana meets Ridge. Those 2 hydrants, just speaking 2 days ago, it came in and they both work perfectly fine. Sir.
Sprinkler system. I need a sprinkler system in my group.
In your building, is it an apartment or a private residential?
It's a commercial building.
Okay.
I need a sprinkler system in there. I want to know do the fire. People have anything to do with it.
No, what we will do is for our fire code and inspection and compliance, so we can come test the alarm, make sure everything is proper and in function. But that is not something, the fire department will not install the sprinkler systems for commercial use.
I'm not talking about them installing it. I know it's on the outside that they'll come and put their
Fire department connection, that's what you'll see. You'll see that FDC. I have the same thing on my house. I live Frankfurt and Palmer. I think it kind of falls in a mix of Councilmember Young / Squilla. But I say that to say right outside mine, I have the same setup. So what that is when the fire department responds, God forbid if there is a fire in your commercial property, we'll hook up directly to that, which then will power the sprinkler system and allow it to flow besides whatever reserve you may already have in that sprinkler system. Does that make sense, sir?
It makes sense. I'm just trying to find out the company that was putting it in the torment. I'm paying for it, but I need to know what company that sprinkler system is.
Affirmative. I'll get your name after this and I'll probably get you to someone in the city that can assist you with that, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Edwards?
About 10 years ago, I lost my grandfather in one of the most horrendous house fires, three-story house fire in Germantown. And, you know, as most seniors, my grandma lived under the poverty line where we had to heat up the house with the oven sometimes.
Yep.
Had the kerosene heaters, or had the box heaters where, you know, it may have been too many to plug. Could you go over some things, prevention, you know, a lot of folks who may be living like that, you know, to kind of pay, attention to, you know, leaving an oven on or using a kerosene heater or making sure that you check electrical wires. If you smell something, could you just talk a little bit?
100%. Thank you for the question. So yes, it is very common. I grew up in the Lindenfield housing projects. They're not there anymore, PHA, but I recognize that many Philadelphians don't have the resources that are, I can stand up here and say, make sure you have this and make sure you have this, because it sounds good and all, but how do we assure that people not only have the education? So a lot of our fires that happen are electrical, right? People are setting up, whether it's heating elements or cooling elements in their house. Right now, we're thinking about cooling elements. So people are setting up connections that are using different extension cords that shouldn't be plugged into each other, right? Extension cord goes directly into the outlet, and also understanding, we talk about UL compliance. Essentially, there's different standards that are out there that things should be plugged into versus being like a third party, or I hate to say something that's overseas. So understanding space heaters need heat, another heating element that we commonly see where things are on top of each other, or mainly looking at the aspect of, the truth really is that people, no one wants to have a fire, right? And if a fire does occur, it's what next, but more so on the prevention side of ensuring, you know who lives on your block. You all can think about where you live right now, and some neighbors like, if a fire or emergency happens. Thank you for that question, because I really want you. You guys are the leaders, you're here, or else everybody would be here. So I really want, thinking on the question, and you're talking about the fire with your grandmother in Germantown. Think about the people that are on your block right now that aren't at this meeting, that you can take this information back to. Making sure that if there are people that maybe have illegal hookups and different things like that, they might not think that there's nothing wrong with that, but it can cause terrible problems. I'm certain that many in this room remember the Fairmount fire back in 2022 and the tragedy that that was. And the biggest aspect is people don't know. People don't expect. Several houses, there's been 2 house fires I've been in already this year where people had a refrigerator plugged into an extension cord that went out into a window that plugged into another neighbor's property. These are common examples of people just trying to survive, period. And it's not for them to, how could they do something like that? When you're hungry and where you're cold and you need something, it's survivability at the end of the day. So that's where us and you all are empowered to be leaders in your community. And it's not to the question that someone asked about reporting things to 311 and don't want to, you're advocating for your community, because I've seen it. I've been on these fire grounds where people can't believe this happened. And you can recall how quick a devastating fire happens. Within 5 minutes, the whole house can be engulfed in flames. That's why we have a response time to get from the time the call comes out to be there within 5 minutes to put that fire out. But think about how you're keeping cool, to Mr. Edwards' question this summer, whether it's air conditions. How are you sleeping? Do you shut the door? Because you should. Why? God forbid if a fire breaks out in your basement because somebody didn't clean the dryer out and you just said, oh, I'm gonna just put this in and go to sleep. And you wake up and you smell smoke. You hear your fire alarm going off. understanding that tragedy can occur, but it's engaging and really looking at vulnerability assessments. And that's what we're working on right now, not to get too much in analytics, but we're starting with new data. It's in the beta versions, but I'll give it to you all here in this meeting that we're studying the trend categories, but also identifying this area. North Philly is very well protected with the firehouses that are around in the vicinity versus other councilmatic districts where it's more spread out. But the ability to detect what area or what neighborhood in Philadelphia is the lowest vulnerability for fire, which one has the highest, and that's where we're really making sure that we're in those communities. But I would love to answer any more questions. Ma'am.
I'm sorry. The fire, detectors that you provide, also include, carbon monoxide detection?
We do have those, but the ones that we have, Lieutenant Darling.
Yeah, so right now, we're making, the carbon monoxide, detectors. We don't have the combination ones. We're providing the smoke detectors. And then for the elderly, anyone 65 or older, we're providing a carbon monoxide detector. But we have a very low amount of them at this time, given the fact that right now we are in the new fiscal year, about to enter the new fiscal year. We're expecting a new shipment to come in. But we also have for the hearing impaired, those are actually, we set them up on the bed. And when the alarm goes off, it vibrates the bed. So if someone has hearing impaired, they can also apply 3-on-1, over the phone or with the QR codes. And, we'll actually assess which one you actually need.
Thank you.
And to that question, please utilize the 311 service because it's a central repository to us. And before I came here, I checked our 301 request, and it's less than 800 Philadelphians right now requesting smoke alarms, which is a great number. And we're on pace to install over 15,000 smoke alarms this year in different neighborhoods. So please let us utilize that resource, because once we go out, to your point, hey, we're getting a lot of feedback, and that's what we can request through different council members to increase the fire department's budget for certain line items like smoke alarms that we can be out and about and giving everybody one.
So far this year, we've installed 6,500.
Wow.
So can I, I'm 71, I need one of them parking on my side.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say it's a trick on your property.
Let's say it's what on my property?
A trick.
A trick.
A trick.
A tree. Understood. That's why I was. I love this crowd tonight. I really do.
Now it's a great big thing. You don't want to be bothered with it. So the fence that was like holding it up, more or less, you take it down and put it in front of the tree. As a result, the tree is leaning. Now a fire breaks out 2 doors away. And these alleyways are so small that you can put your hand on one street and the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's no way that you won't be able to put up that alley.
That egress.
But that fire, so that tree is totally blocked. Yeah.
Trust me, one of the most common questions that I get when I get on scene and the news is there and they ask, what obstacles did your responders face? And there's a lot to that point. When we show up for a fire, we put companies in the front and also in the back, because whether somebody's stuck in the front of the house, front bedroom or back bedroom or anything like that, but that's a key pivotal point. We want to identify these egress gaps. That's what it is. Because if we can't get down there in a quick enough fashion, we can't get ladders up to rescue people. So that's why we also do our hydrant and block inspections. But please help us. Like, truthfully, you guys are eyes directly. Get it to the councilman and he'll get it right to me and I'll have a unit out there within an hour.
Okay.
Because we have combined task force, whether it's with L&I, Department of Public Property, different resources, parks and recreation, even talking about the Dell and Commissioner Slauson and all this stuff that the Dell is so popular. It's amazing. And we're always there. Obviously, our emergency medical providers are there, looking professional, also enjoying the concert. And it's a shame Tasha Combs and all them just got canceled on Saturday because of the weather, but I'm very attentive to what goes on in North Philly, man. Who has the next question?
The similar problem with a tree that's coming like partial way out, and I ready to report it, and so and the police officer takes him to hurt, and the person on the duck. That hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
And that dog got it hurt. You know, you gotta come to the back. That's gonna, you know, your quickness up, you ain't gonna be able to get around.
That's why our firefighters, believe it or not, they carry chains and saws and they have, but we'd rather not encounter any impediments, but we carry these tools to break down doors, get through, and obviously rescue people.
You be causing another problem. When you cut it down, you're gonna take it right out.
Any other question? I'm sorry that they saved the best for last, but any other questions in the room? Thank you all.
A lot of great information tonight. And also, want to let everybody know that, because of a lot of the fires, Councilman Young did create this book that's right there in the back of our table, Fire Safety in the 5th Council District. So please get a copy for someone on the block. Because they might need it, right? So please share information that you have here tonight with your neighbors and your families. So we have 2 more, and then everybody can split up to their tables. So we have Vernon Smith from Cliff, and I know everybody can have a lot of questions for Cliff.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vernon Smith. I'm with the city's CLIP department. Have you heard of CLIP?
Yes.
It stands for Community Life Improvement Program. I'm the Director of Outreach Operations, and I just want to go through briefly our department, some of the things that we do. First, I want to talk about the graffiti abatement team. With that, you heard 311 a lot tonight. 311 is like the central location for most city issues. So 311, we try to pride ourselves in having that graffiti removed within 48 hours. Now, depending on weather, we will still get that benchmark. And I always like to say it's free 99 service. All you have to do is put the request in, because we shouldn't be looking at graffiti. Our kids shouldn't be doing it. Our adults shouldn't be doing it. So we take that very seriously. Put the 311 call and we will remove it. It's a power wash or it's a painting. And one thing I like to do too is build the relationships. So leave some paint with that block captain, because a lot of times these people that's doing the graffiti, they want it to be seen. But if they know the city is working on it, if the community is working on it, it will go away. And maybe if they go to another area, but that area must say, hey, what did y'all do? Maybe we can help each other. So that's the graffiti team. Vacant lot program. It's just, if there's a vacant lot in the city of Philadelphia, the city owned, the city's responsible to cut and clean. 311, put that request in. Talk to your council people, but the 311 will get that done. If it's a privately owned lot, we have to identify the owner, and we give the owner a comply period. If they don't cut and clean within that comply period, sometimes there's extensions because life happens. We lose loved ones, things happen, emergency vacations, whatever. But we will give an extension twice. After the second one and they still didn't cut and clean, we'll come and do it. But guess who gets the bill? The owner. Same thing with property maintenance. Somebody mentioned most of us Philadelphians live in row homes. So you pray to God that your neighbor's going to live right, because if they don't, that problem becomes yours too. So overgrowth and things like that may be happening to you with your neighbors or others. 311. Once again, we have investigators that confirm your concerns. And once again, they're on the clock. Same thing. They don't cut and clean, we will if they get the bill. And it will follow that mortgage. So if they try to sell, it can't be done without satisfying that violation. Okay, so that's 2 things that we talk. Community partnership program. Say tonight, everyone in here decided that you want to have a community cleanup, but you need tools. You go to our website. You tell me that you need 100 bags, you need 50 shovels, 20, whatever. You come see us. If it's bags, you simply sign for them. Go to Home Depot and tell me how much they cost. We, once again, free 99. Just come see us. It's your city tax dollars, utilize them for bags. Now, if you want to have a community cleanup, like I mentioned,
and you need the tools, come see us. We'll loan you the equipment. Now with that program, we ask that after your cleanup that you return it, the supplies, because we service the city year round. So we do need the supplies back. If it's bagged, you sign for them, you got them. So that's the community partnership program. And in partnership is what this is all about. Partnership. Community service program. How to explain? Some of that is involving with some people that may have nonviolent offenses. And they come to see us because they have to satisfy the community hours that they have to do for the sentence. So we get more manpower to handle those 311 concerns, so we can handle more of the concerns of the constituents. So the community service program, I always like to tell this one story. One of our deputies now, he got put out there graffitiing. He did what he had to do, but guess what? He ended up working for us. He's been with the department now for 20-something years. He's a deputy. Now he can feed his family. He turned it around. Because all of us have done some stuff that we probably just didn't get caught. So you just want to make sure that you had the right focus. And this is me as a Philadelphian. I live here. This is personal to me. I remember the days when grandma said, listen, before breakfast, get out there with that comment and that brush and clean those white steps. But while you're out there, you're talking to your neighbor. We don't have to love each other, but let's respect each other's neighbors as a community. Partnership. So this is personal for me. I mean, I've been doing community outreach all my life. So it's personal to me. I love Philly. And this is my firm belief. I believe if you change the environment, you can change the behavior. And if you change the behavior, it doesn't have to go to the police department because the community handles it. There's certain things that you just have the attitude that I'm not having that over here. This is my block. So you have to have that kind of commitment to your community. And my man put me on the clock, and I think he did like this to me. So I want to cut it short. But please, if something clicks in your mind, grab one of my pamphlets. Put us to the test.
One question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you also responsible for cleaning?
I'm sorry. She was speaking. I'm sorry. I'll be right with you.
Are you also responsible for cleaning the alleyways?
Well, listen, we used to have a program, and the alleyways are the responsibility of the homeowner. I just want to be clear on that. But we wanted to serve, so we had a program called, it's a one-time courtesy. So we take it down to ground zero with hopes that the resident will maintain it. But now the mayor just rolled out an initiative that's called Alligators. Maybe the streets department may have some more information on that, but it's a website that you go to and you put the request in. And we get our directors from that Alligators program. So we're helping with this new Alligators program for the alleyways. And I saw another hand. I'm sorry, man.
What about these weeds all over the city? It's just ridiculous. I mean, how do you know, I know you're part of but they get the weeds and they be walking down the street, they just like growing like trees and stuff like that. How can you?
Well, if it's, remember I mentioned CPP, the Community Partnership Program? Put a request in. We have curb edges and things like that, and partnering with the neighbors. So we can make it go away, but it has to be a group effort. And then once you get there, you can't say, okay, I'm gonna wait till next summer to do it again. You gotta maintain, you know. So, and I think we talked earlier. You have my name and number. I gave you my cell, but you give me nobody else. No, I'm just playing. But call me tomorrow. We can address these things. Because like I said, I take this personal. You know, there's certain things I'm not standing for, and I take, as my man Avo said, I take this stuff seriously. So listen, I'm over here. Please take a pamphlet with you. If something clicks later, you want to email me for anything, please do. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And also, if you need your alley clean, you can contact Councilman Young's office. We will reach out to the Alligators, perfect name, and make sure we get that request in to them to clean those alleys. And also alley trees too. Call our office and send us pictures from the alley tree that's in there to be able to help this issue. And last but not least, I would like to bring up the Register of Wills office and Miss April Street.
Good evening, everyone. First, you guys, I'm April Street. This is former State Rep Ron Witters.
Good evening, everybody.
And we work for the Public Engagement Department for the Philadelphia Register of Wills, where John Sabatina is the register. So you would come to our office for a couple different reasons. Is anybody been to our office, familiar with our office? Okay, so you would come to our office if you wanted to get married. This is where you would come to get your marriage license. If you already married, then this is where you would come to retrieve your marriage certificate. We've seen a lot of people who needed to get their real IDs 2 years ago or whatever, coming down to our office to get their marriage certificate, because if you don't have your certified copy of your marriage certificate, then you will not be able to get your real ID. Now, obviously, you don't need to have a real ID if you have a passport, but this is where you would come to get your marriage certificate. The other reason why people come to our office is to probate estate. Now, what that means is when your loved one passes away, in order to transfer property, sell a vehicle, or even go in your banking account, you have to go through the probate process. There's only certain circumstances where you would not have to go through the probate process, and that's like if the property, if their estate was in a trust, or if your name was on the deed. Even if your husband passes away or your wife passes away, you still have to go through the probate process if your name is not on the property, okay? I want everybody to understand that having a will is very important. I don't want anybody to think that just because you're married, that everything is going to go to you. If your name is not on the property, you also have to go through the probate process. And that doesn't mean, again, that you're entitled to everything. If they have children with you or even outside of the marriage, then the children would be entitled to a percentage of the estate. Okay? So if you're married and you plan on making sure your spouse receives everything, that needs to be in writing. You know how they say if it's not in writing, it doesn't matter? Well, that's actually true. Okay, so don't say my wife or my husband is getting everything, because that's not true. If they're not on the deed, they're not getting a house. If they're not on, if you don't have a will, then they're not getting everything, okay? They'll get a percentage, okay? Another thing is, so we have a lot of legal organizations. How many people in here already have their wills? Okay, that's good. Now, if you don't have a will, we have several legal organizations that the register of wills. Now, these are not the only ones that, could actually prepare your documents, but these are the ones that the register of wills recommend. Legal organizations that can help you get a will, a living will, and a power of attorney. It's very important that you have all three. Obviously, a will allows your family or whoever you want to be able to know what your wishes are, what your testamentary is, what you want to leave them. Okay. A lot of times people say, well, I don't have anything, so I don't need a will. And I always tell people you have you. Okay. If you die and you wanted to, if you're Muslim, you might want to have a janazah. Some people argue about whether they wanted to be cremated. You want to put that in the will. The main thing that we want to do is keep our families connected. We know that when time comes, when someone passes away, there's a lot of grief, a lot of people, dealing with a lot of emotions. So what you want to do is be prepared so that your family can be there to support each other and love each other. Same thing with a medical directive, which is a living will. That allows your family and your medical team to know what measures you want them to take to save your life or not save your life. Do you want to be resuscitated? Do you want to donate organs? Do you want a blood transfusion? These are all the questions that the medical team is going to be asking your family. And a lot of times families don't agree what should happen and you're incapacitated. So you're not able to make those decisions. But if you have a living will, then that allows your family to know what your wishes are. And again, I always say that allows families to stay connected. Power attorney allows your whoever you trust to be able to take care of your financial and your legal matters when if you become incapacitated. Now, we don't want to make anybody a power attorney. I always say right away, because right now, if the bank was open, they could be there taking all your money out if you make them your power attorney. So you want to make sure that you do have an effective date of saying, if you become incapacitated, that's when it would take effect. Okay. So you want to have all these documents. Again, we have these legal organizations that can help you get these documents for free. And of course, it's if you qualify. I believe the income limit is about 40 something thousand. Might have changed because of the cost of living, but please get these documents. Make sure you put them in a safe place. If your family can't find your will
and you come down to the register of wills to open up the estate, they do not accept copies. If it's not the original, it's like you never even had a will. So make sure that you at least allow two people to know where their will is. You don't have to let them know what's in your will, because like the lawyer always tell us, if they know what's in your will, you know, they might be making plans for you. You know what I'm saying? So, but they do need to be able to retrieve that will and bring it down to the register of wills, because they will not accept any copies. Do not put them in safe deposit box, because they don't have authorization to go into the safety deposit box, which means they're not going to be able to retrieve the document in order to probate the estate. Also, I always talk about banking accounts. If you have a banking account, put somebody as your beneficiary so they don't have to go through the probate process. The beneficiary, that'll allow them to be able to have access to the money that's in the bank. Okay. One of the other things that we do at the register of wills, right now, we dealing with a lot of single title issues in the city of Philadelphia. How many we dealing with right now?
About 11,000. Well, there are about 11,000 in the city of Philadelphia. Single titles.
Single titles, and of course, they all mostly are in the Black and brown communities, because we do not handle our affairs. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we think we gonna live forever. We think if we make a will, we gonna die tomorrow. You know, only God knows, okay? So we want to be prepared, okay? We want to have our affairs in order. So we do have a title clearance department down at the Register of Wills that John Sabatina started to make sure that we be able to untangle our titles, because we want to keep our generational wealth in our communities. Our families work hard for our properties, and we already know your house is your biggest asset. Okay, so take care of your business, you know, get your wills, get your power attorneys, get your living wills, get your affairs in order. If there is a single title property, and if anybody don't know what a single property is, that means if you're living in your grandparents' house or your auntie's house, but they're no longer here, but the property is still in their name, that's considered a single title property. Okay, that's how we lose our generational wealth. Because right now, we all know the taxes is going up in the city right now. And when the taxes go up, they have a lot of different programs that the city council people have in place. But if you're not the homeowner, you're not going to be able to appeal the tax assessment that they had. You're not going to be able to take advantage of the homestead exemptions or the senior freezes and all the things, basic repair service, all the things that you would have access to as a homeowner. So you want to make sure that you have that property put in somebody who is actually living, who can apply for that assistance programs. So it's very, very important. And it's only if you don't know, just call somebody. We have information. You can call me, you can call state rep, call your council people, but don't not do anything, because it's not going to go away. It's just like that, them bills that come in the mail that you think not going to, you know, if you don't open it, I guess the bill won't go away. No, the problem is going to stay. And the longer the property stays tangled, the harder it gets. Okay, my family right now has a single title property in New Jersey, and my grandparents worked very hard for that property. But guess what? That was 30 years ago. And they still have that property in my grandparents' name. And now that property is up on for sheriff's sale. And because my grandparents had 17 children, and at least 10 of the siblings are deceased now, that means all of those people that's passed away, their heirs would have to renunciate to have somebody to become the administrator. Okay, my mom is 76 years old, and she has her own house in Winfield, so she don't care about, you know, if they lose the property, you know. But all that to say is that family, our family, that what my grandparents worked so hard for, they're going to lose that property. They're the home that my family grew up in, because nobody wanted to deal with what needed to be done. And I also want to say this. Make sure that you pick somebody to be the the executor of your estate. If they're an administrator, that means that person died intestate with no will. But you want to choose somebody to be your executor or your executrix of the estate. You want to choose somebody that you trust to handle your affairs. Okay? Because a lot of times, and sometimes that might not be your brother, your sister, your child,
You know who that person is, okay? Make sure you choose the person that is going to do the right thing, because when they don't do the right thing, it becomes a problem. And I mentioned that my family is going to lose their home, but that's because my family chose someone to be the administrator of the estate and they didn't do the right thing. And that's why the property is still tangled. It wouldn't have been tangled if somebody would have done the right thing. So all that to say is please get your affairs in order. Please get your wills, power attorneys, and living wills. Please, if you live in a single title property, to preserve your generational wealth, please contact Title Clearance Unit or any other organization that's helping untangle titles right now. You know it's a big deal if they having workshops all over the city talking about it. Okay, this is not being talked about because it's not important. This is being talked about because they know that people of color mainly always not doing what they supposed to do. And we lose our generational wealth as a result of that. And we can no longer be doing that. We just can't do that anymore. Anybody have any questions or you want to say that?
Well, first again, how's everybody doing? I want to thank the pastor.
Yes.
Thank you for opening up the doors to this facility. I think this is a very nice place. If I lived in North Philadelphia, I would actually, I'd use this place for some of that too. Very, I can still use it. All right, sorry. But it's a very nice place. And I want to thank all of you who are here for being so attentive. And I want to thank all the other vendors. I've learned so much listening to the vendors, including the police officer, the police captain that was here. But I want to I think that I might be a little biased here, but let's hear for April Scott Street for what he did. I think he did an excellent job of presenting what goes on at the Register of Wills. The Register of Wills who is John Sabatina, has done a tremendous job of making sure that he has all these different units inside the Register of Wills that's working with real good people there that's ready and willing to help you see your way through whatever the issues are that's going on in your life or in your family's life. And we get results. I want to say that too. Not only are we there, but we get results, and we welcome people to come there. I definitely want to thank the Councilmember Jeffery Young for his staff that are here for what they have done too, for making sure that the resources are well known to you, and so that you can know how to take advantage of them. You're not in the dark. There are people here that can shed light in your life, and that's what we have here. So thank you.
And I'm gonna say one more thing. I do want to thank Councilman Young. And a lot of people, it's very disturbing when we talk about a lot of people not doing anything in the city, especially the elected officials. And maybe I'm biased as well, but we see a lot of elected officials, and I've been to several Councilman Young's events since I started working for the Register of Wills. It's very important that we stay engaged, okay? Because even though there are elected officials, they can't do it without a village, okay? And you guys are the village. I've seen most of you guys here or even at other events. And that's what we keep talking about with L and all the other elected officials. We have to get more people engaged, okay? Because we can't just think that something is going to happen. It's not going to happen unless we engage, unless we bring people out, new people to come out to these community meetings. They're very important. City of Philadelphia Fire Department, that's very important. I've learned a lot about that because you gotta have an exit plan if a fire occurs. You need to know how you're going to get out. Very important. We have all these different entities, all these departments that come out to give this information. This information is imperative to how we live in our communities, and we got to get more people to come out. So let's start trying to knock on those doors and bringing our neighbors out and making them understand, because this is our communities. And it's not going to get better when it's just a hope or just, putting the blame on other people, okay? Because people are not kings or queens. It's not no magic stick. We got to work together like we used to. It's crazy how back in the 1960s or when Martin Luther King had the march, that they can bring all those people, but we can't even bring people out to the voting polls or to the public engagement events that they having.
And they didn't have cell phones.
They
And they had no cell phones.
phones, social media.
So-
Some people didn't have house phones. They had to go out and use a dime, drop a dime.
So when,
Make a phone call.
so when they having these town hall meetings, let's try to fill these rooms up.
Right.
You know, let's try to get engaged. Job fairs, they always having job fairs, but nobody coming to get the jobs. I'm confused.
This is your point.
I'm not complaining, guys. I'm just calling you. Yes.
If, in reference to your, if there are two names on the bank accounts, then you don't have to worry about probate. Is that right here?
So, okay, so her question was if it's two names on the banking account. So basically, I'll just use I'm on my mother's banking account. Okay, so if something happened to my mother, say she had $10,000 in a bank, what's going to happen is $5,000. They assume that $5,000 is my money. The other $5,000 is I'm gonna have to pay inheritance tax on it. If she didn't have a beneficiary, that